author. I am so excited. Yes, I'm an edutainer. My name is Nicshelle Farrow, and I'm a serial author of 200 books and counting. Yes, it is so wonderful to motivate so many people. It's so many people that say they want to become an author. So with that in mind, yes, I can help you to become an author. With that, also note that an edutainer is an educator as well as an entertainer. So I help people help themselves. At the same time, I help to educate as many people as possible. I am a teacher of 22 years. Yes, I'm not a burnout teacher. Wow, I made it through, even through the pandemic. Yes, I'm still teaching online. That part right there. So you gotta love it. That's being an actress as well. And you can just only imagine how much fun I'm having bringing all the stories to life. Yes, that's what we need to do in the world. And the world is so vast, filled with so much negativity, unfortunately. And it is a few, not just a few, but it's so many people. But it seems like there's a little pond of people that are helping people to feel more great. And we need more people. So we're going to reverberate, just like this platform here, to motivate, support, validate people as much as possible. So with that in mind, whatever state you live in, whatever department you work in, whatever your career is, please remember, it is so instrumental to help as many people as possible to learn that whatever they learn, it will be with them for the rest of their lives, and no one can take it away from them. And it's so very important. It's imperative that we continue to share that upper first grade of upper elementary school, we call third grade in every state, is so instrumental to the world, because that is the platform when children are now reading to learn. And with reading to learn, that covers so much. Even getting ready to drive a car, so when they become a teenager. Oh my goodness, and all the different careers that's out there. And even to do math, fill out contracts, they have to read. So to be able to read with expression, if we can plant those seeds as well while they're in third grade, it will be so beautiful that it will just grow with them and they will receive it more so. And that takes me into writing. Of course, I told you I was I am a serial author. And I'm writing more and more workbooks, poems, motivational books. And soon you will see some drama if you don't think this is already drama. Just to know that it is something about putting it into writing. So as much as we can empower people to know that their voice is so very important, if they could just really hone that and put it down on paper, so that way it reverberates into the future. And you know we're going to talk about math, and it's very important to share as well that it's business. Money is not everything, as we've heard that cliche often, but it's something about when there's money involved, things seem to be a little bit easier. School loans don't seem like a problem. Different foods that help you look more healthier and fit so that it resonates in your physiological being, your thinking patterns, method of operations. So it's very important that we do share with as many people. We can go beyond third grade, and we can start before third grade as well. And the child is learning how to pick up things, to pick up the bottle. We need to incorporate math, the numbers, that foundation, so they feel solid. Yes, it's a state of urgency. Yes, it is. Just to think about that. Because you know what? Compound interest, it goes so fast. And you just never know how much interest on this loan, on that loan. What's going to happen when they become businesswomen and businessmen? What's going to happen when they don't feel secure? So we have to gain that sense of urgency. You got to be confident now and forevermore. With that, Please note, yes, I'm an acting coach as well, but all of this is real. I'm in so many businesses, nonprofit organizations. I work with so many people, it's not even funny. I'm also a United Nations ambassador. I work with people in the community for photography, videography. You know, if you don't know, I actually do stand-up comedy in communities, in churches too. Community events, outside, inside. I'm over here on social media comedian online. Just to know, it's the vast amount of things that we can do. We have to empower more people to understand that there's more than one lane. And if you want to stay in one lane, like we've heard too, dig that sucker deep and wide and plant more seeds in that one lane and enrich it. Okay? So with that in mind, please help more people to thrive. That word, thrive, it's almost like the word success. Many people have different definitions of the word success. So with that, we want to streamline the situation with, first, let's do this. Create those vision boards. It's very, very, very instrumental to working with the future. Although we don't know the future, but we can work to help what's going to take place in the future. Just like we can create portals and platforms and organizations to do so many great things. And while we're on our way to do so many great things, we have to research. We have to take time to study, process information, relax, and understand, you know what? There is so much to do every day. Every iota of a minute is very precious. So as much as we continue to help shape this global mindset of many people, we have to remember, not so much everybody talks about, or quite often, the balance. That's something to ponder as well. We might have to talk about that in a workshop. But just to know, when you have that energy and that sense of fervor and zeal to do what you're thinking about, and have it written down or designed on a wall that may become a vision board and later become a blueprint of a fantabulous, maybe production company. Just so you know, I'm also a producer, a director, a CEO of Journey to Stardom Productions. And I create videos using Final Cut Pro X, iMovie. I make iMovies at the gas station. It's so much fun to incorporate all these different flyers. I create flyers as well. It's really astronomical in my mindset, because the brain is a muscle. And the more you work that muscle, the more it is strengthened to do other things. When we keep it in a capsule, as if you will, then it's stifled. But if we think of the fact that it oozes more and more information, and sometimes we're not sure how that impacts the future, how it impacts someone right then and there, like now. However, when you know that your heart is in the right place, when you know your drive, your will, your motivation, your dreams are coming true as you speak, you are operating in that wheel at that time, that it oozes out in the energy and the atmosphere where you are. People can even feel it reverberate through their ears, whether they're listening through iPods, earbuds. They can feel it. They can hear it. They see it because they're visualizing it then, there, now. So, going forward, it's so wonderful to picture a community called Go to Work. My brand is Go to Work. Imagine someone asks you, what would you do with $1 billion? Say, for instance, you win a lottery. Or someone goes ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to invest in you right now because you have a vision. Imagine creating your own city where there's schools, there's banks, there's grocery stores, There's places for people to have recreation, like parks and places to think and work out and work on a physiological mindset, what it is, their short-term memory, their long-term memory, be able to talk and draw, do art, play music, and so forth at the same time. Create future billionaires. So don't just stop at, oh, I have $1 billion and I'm going to create a go to work city, if you will. That why not think in the beginning about replicating? So the mantra of go to work is very much so that I've been helping so many people to go to work. It's spelled GODAWORK. Go to work. It's a mantra to stay on task, to focus on the objective, and recognize we don't have time for what may be awry. Focus on the goal, and the propensity shall propel to greater heights to do many great things and accomplish the present goal. So go to work. I do want to share the backstory really quick. I have been teaching, like I shared with you at the top, 22 years presently. It was children that were on task. And I would say, go to work, stay on task. And then it became long for me to say for 27 children to reread the objective, to remind them, or to say, look at the objective. So I would just say, go to work. And technically, I was saying it lazily. Go to work instead of go to work. Go to work. Get your work done. Go to work. I was saying, go to work. Go to work. And it became a mantra. They started making college pennants as if go to work is a university. It was very neat. So that's been going on for a very long time. And then I started doing radio. I'm also a radio host. And it became a go to work radio show. And someone shared with me the business of copywriting information, and there you go, and it just goes on and on and on. So I have a plethora of radio shows, plethora of web series shows, and working on movies and so much more. So that mantra, you can Google me, go to work. Of course, I have books that talk about go to work. One of the book series in my 200 books that's presently online is Go to Work for Smarties. Smarties is an acronym for Splendid Mathematical Actors Reigning Talented, Intellectual, Energetic Success. And with that in mind, please know it's a workbook. I wanted to inspire other people to write what they are envisioning as I ask them questions. There are prompts and there are actual lines in the book. So just like you see as a similarity to diaries, is a workbook right then and there. And after you get done writing to respond to the prompts, turn that into your own book. And now you're a self-published author. So it's always future forward and a propensity to do so many great things. So outside of this edutainer, absolutely, I am a mother of 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters. And it is so much fun for them to just laugh at me. And it's okay to be laughed at, okay? And now I'm a stand-up comedian, so that goes into that thread as well. So it's really phenomenal to actually have a audience, a ready-made audience as well too. But at the same time, we learn from each other. So I'm hoping, and every day I'm looking forward to more people saying, I learned this from you. I'm learning this from you. This impacted my life in such a way. And I've had so many of those stories because I've been that person that helped them with their first things, their first exposure radio, their first exposure. I'm also an acting coach. Their first exposure in a table read, their first exposure on set, and actually creating a movie and helping them to teach them how to create a movie, because I'm also an editor. I use Final Cut Pro X, as I was sharing with you, to help share all these different skills that I have with so many people. It is an honor, and it's definitely complimentary when I actually get a chance to go to some of the premieres of their shows and their listening parties, also my A&R music. I'm also an education director for the Universal Hip Hop Museum, where the first hip hop museum is being built in New York at this present time, and then we'll have our second museum built here in the state of California. So it's definitely an honor to work with legends and people that we're just like, wow, they go to the 7-Eleven too. Oh, they grew up in the same neighborhood also. I'm actually from Compton, California, and so you already know, based on media, that there's a plethora of stars and legends that are from the very rich city of Compton. So I'm hoping, and I'm very, very privy to the fact that there will be more legends, and they're operating as we speak. I have a YouTube channel that promotes future youth billionaires and more future adult billionaires. And they say, well, how can you promote billionaires if you're not one? Well, I'm a billionaire in my mind already. So with that, all the things that I've already accomplished, all the things I've already helped people with, that's where it's at. We have to get people to understand that when you stifle the fact that it's not in the present, that right there, that's why we have companies like dream catchers. We have people that have other organizations that's all about the possibility, and then it becomes a probability when you work at it. It's more likely when we say probability versus possibility. When we work at it every step of the way, every day you're thinking about it. Like they say, whatever you think, you become. Whatever you think about, what you work to produce, it shall come to pass. It continues. And definitely have to have God in everything. And I didn't purposely put God and go to work. It was a suggestion due to the fact go to work was not available when I went to copyright the word. So that reminds me, I'm also an author, an artist of a new set of serious ABCs. So you look for me on social media everywhere. And if I forgot to share some information with you, one of the reasons is I'm hardly ever talking about myself. I'm always helping other people to go to work. All right, until next time, thank you for listening. Go to work. Parents, guardians, people that work with children, looking for ideas to help to shape and formulate and focus and provide more direction for children or adults, know that these are a few clubs that they can look at, these posters, these flyers, but they're instrumental. And yes, I created them. Yes, I have implemented them. So here is another form of helping to shape our future billionaires, our future writers, our future videographers, our future documentary producers, and so much more. Please have them take a look and help them to see that there is something that they can lean on, something that they can try, something that can keep their mind focused on, this is what I could do to help